Hello and welcome to Kerbal Kolonization, my newest Let's Play. In this series of videos, I will be taking this tiny space program from having nothing but a few launch pads to having a base on every moon and planet. So, I've started a career mode game where I've unlocked the entire science tree and gave myself exactly 1 million Kerbals. Kerbucks? I don't know what the money is called. In any case, I also unlocked a lot of items on the tech tree, leaving me with about $500,000 in cash. So the first thing I decide to do is accept a contract to put a space station in Kerbin orbit. I name it Kerbin Station 1 and get to work. After a few minutes, a few hours of careful design, I come up with what I think will make a pretty nice space station. It fulfills all the terms of the contract, and while it will not be self-sufficient using the orbital colonization system mod, it'll still serve as a good base to put a few Kerbals in. There's just one small problem. The station is too big for the launch pad, and upgrading the launch pad takes nearly all of my remaining money. With only $50,000 left, I accept a new contract to explore Minmus. This contract will let me earn the money I need to put a station up into orbit. I quickly design a simple probe which will be more than capable of reaching and landing on Minmus. This will fulfill the contract, and while I'm at it, I add some scanner satellites to find a good place to put my base once I'm ready to colonize the tiny moon. Minmus is a good place for a first base because it's so small and has such a light gravity. Now I just have to strap on some rockets to get the probe out of the atmosphere, and with some fairings to protect our payload, it's time to take off and go to Minmus. The rocket ascends smoothly through the lower atmosphere. Staging separates well, and soon enough, we reach orbit uneventfully. As luck would have it, we launched at exactly the right time. We can get a Minmus encounter without going into a Kerbin orbit first. This saves us some Delta V, and so we're able to burn straight for the moon. We finish off the big tank, and so it's time to switch to the last little tank with its little engine. But that engine is more than sufficient to maneuver the tiny probe. After a few course corrections, we're on our way to Minmus. Both our surface imager and our carbonite detector function best at around 100,000 meters. Now, we want to get into a polar orbit because then we can simply stay in the same orbit and let the planet rotate below us, thus scanning every inch of its surface. Through the wondrous witchcraft of maneuver nodes, we're easily able to set our periaps to 100 kilometers. We circularize, or at least we plan to. Soon enough, we'll find out if we can actually do it in the real world. As it turns out, the maneuver is not a difficult one to carry out. We circle Minmus quite a few times before finally scanning almost its entire surface. Once the scans are complete, it's time to land. We kill all orbital velocity, leaving us to plummet down straight towards the surface. We've got no landing legs, but in Minmus's light gravity, that's not a problem. We come in for a very gentle landing at just a few meters per second, sometimes even less than that. Soon enough, we touch down on our engine. After transmitting from the surface of Minmus, the contract is complete. Join us next time as we finally build a station.